Welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner Classic, Lesson Known Classic. This episode number 2795 and Doubleshot number 2689. We have two sets of annuals to discuss here. Yes, annuals. First discussing Batman annuals 16, 18, 20, 22, and 24. Small amount. First that we have is Batman annual number 16, which, yes, is tied into Eclipse Darkness Within. Written by John Wagner and Alan Grant. Artwork by Vince Guarino. And, of course, Batman's looking for somebody. And the whole thing is tied up with the Eclipse of Diamond. And you're thinking, like, does Batman get possessed here? Well, it's a story involving the Joker. Yes, the Joker. And he's only possessed by the But the art becomes really weird when he shows up. Like, that's how the art draws the Joker. It looks so bizarre. Yep. He gets hands Eclipse, then become Eclipse, and Batman gets hands, and he becomes like a beefy monster. The art is just so bizarre in this book. My gosh. And then moving on to A number.
Artificial intelligence, or AI, is rapidly changing the world around us.
Come on.
From self-driving cars to personalized recommendations, AI is making its mark.
And so they leave, and he's like, who Hulk don't need friends, like...
Alright, moving on to A number 17. It's a Bloodlines tie-in. Yes. Doug Mollak writes this one, and it's basically debuted this character named Ballistic, which, yeah, let's have basically the same backstory for these new characters, and except for like a few, all basically never appear ever again. So yeah. The whole thing is Batman getting involved with these alien stuff, and new character, and not much else discussed this one. Moving on to A number 18, which is an Elseworlds annual. Yep, it's an Elseworlds annual. Now, like the previous one, this one's also by Doug Mollak, or by Federico Calva. Best way to describe this one is, what if Batman existed during the time of Leonardo da Vinci? I'm like, that's a cool concept. And it's really good. Nothing bad about this one per se. It's probably by far one of the best Elseworlds ones. And it's not collected in the Elseworlds trade for some reason. I think A number 20 I've discussed already. No, I haven't. So A number 20 is another. This one's Legends of Dead Earth. Where it's like in the future, and this is also by Doug Mollak with Vince Guarino on the artwork. It's simply Batman fighting crime in the future. And him wearing this bizarre looking costume. But it's an interesting book, not terrible per se. Alright, moving on to A number 22. A number 22 is the Ghost Annual. This is also the second annual in a row written by Devin Grayson. You shoot out the previous one. So I guess DC filled this out right. Next one. Written by Yola Grodnik. Artwork by her. It's called Bow Breaks. The whole thing this one is like Ghost is like, oh, do a Ghost in the past. And of course, basically, somebody's running around with, and someone was wearing Arsenal's Batman suit. Yes. And that's the whole Ghost of the Past thing. This one's basically the old Arsenal bat suit. Which, who's wearing this outfit? It's this new character appears in this annual. It's a interesting book per se. It's not terrible. Moving on to the last annual discussed here, which is A number 24, which is part of the Planet DC stuff. And this is why John Ostrander wrote this thing. Yes, his only ever annual he wrote for this book. It's simply put a story where Batman encounters a British superhero named Bogart. You see with Alfred 2, which is interesting. I found this annual quite interesting. But there's not a lot discussed here. It's just Batman in the UK for an issue. Yep. But I'm going to give these annuals here. I would say of the annuals discussed here, I'd say probably annual 22 is really good. So is 24. But what about 20? 20 is interesting, but I would say that probably the best annuals we got here are 22, 24, and I think it's either 17 or 18. No, that's 17. More like 18. So I got 3 good annuals, some good ones. I would say the one that's most disappointing is, well, annual 17. I think Eclipse one is pretty interesting, but the worst thing about the book is the artwork. I'll give these annuals roughly a 8.5 out of 10. Next up, we have the annuals from Action Comics. Yep. Which for Action Comics annuals, we're here discussing annuals numbers 3, 4, and 6 through 9. Yeah, not many. Let me guess, number 3, is that Eclipse tie-in? Nope, it's Armageddon 2001. It is mostly put a vision of the future where Superman becomes president. Written by Roger Stern and Tom Graham at the artwork. And it's mostly dealing with like, oh, let's have basically be the beat Calabac and and his demons, of course Metron's here, and Wave Rider because it's Armageddon 2001. It's just a possible future for him, and it's really good. I found this to be really good. Moving on to number 4. Is this one Eclipso? Like, is this the Eclipso tie-in? Because it seems like 1982 is the Eclipso. Yep, it is. Yeah, this one is. What if Superman gets possessed by Eclipso and fights Shazam? This annual is not written by Roger Stern. Of course, also following guest appearance by the GLI. When Superman is part of the team. Written by Dan Bordog, who actually was writing Justice League at this period of time. So, why not? Yeah, Chris, not a fan of the arc, but my gosh, look at this Superman. He looks so freaking huge. It's like he's on steroids. It's an okay annual per se. I do like the cover though. Moving on to number 6. Number 5 discussed part of the Death of Superman stuff. And number 6. This is interesting. It's the opening story of this annual is written by John Byrne. It's basically, what if Superman existed during the American Revolution? I'm like, okay, interesting. Yeah. And I found this to be a lot of fun. Yeah, really good. And can you believe this story was written by John Byrne? Yeah, he wrote the thing, and he also drew it too. The backup story is done by, it's written and drawn by Dennis Janke, and the co-writing is done by Louise Simonson. Doomsday in the Fifth Dimension. It is, what if Superman went to Mixie Plus World? Okay, interesting. Moving on to annual number. Okay, we have a few more left to go. So, moving in number 7. And this is part of the year 1. This is written by Dave Michelini, one of 2 annuals in a row he wrote for this series. Yep. Year 1, Lost in Space. And I love the artwork here. The artwork here is done by Derek Robinson. Yeah, so good here. I love the artwork and the story here. It's just basically retelling of Superman during his first year when he was active. It's a bit of expansion upon basically his first year. A little bit of something you saw in the Man of Steel miniseries. But overall, really good annual. I love the year 1 annuals. Moving to number 8, Legend of the Earth. This one's also written by Dan Michelinie. It is a Bizarro story. Yes. Next up, and number 9. Also by Dan Michelinie. Yeah, 3 annuals in a row. This is basically your Electric Blue Superman. So this, of course, the tag on the front is Tales of the Unexpected. Yeah, this is a story. Oh, they said concept half to current story. Work by Vince Guarino and Brett Beating. Excuse me. This is a period of time when Superman had electric powers. And this is another really good annual. Yeah, I would say for the Action Comics annuals, with the exception of the one with Calypso, they're all really good. And here's the interesting thing that comes to this annual. Did you know this is the last annual published this series for 10 years before it was brought back in 2007? Yep, and they released 4 more annuals. Like when it was brought back in 2007, they released 3 more annuals after that, and then they decided not to do more annuals until the New 52 relaunch. But great annuals overall. I give them roughly a 9 out of 10. I'm giving basically 9.5 or a 10, but that Calypso annual, it's just plain bizarre. Yep. So yeah, that's basically a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do hit this like button. Next up, more praise of one. They praise of anime. Okay. Next video. Bye.